Welcome to the online lecture series of Turbo Machines. Here is Professor Lakshman Mane. This is lecture on impulse turbines part 2, that is heads, work done and efficiencies of impulse turbines. I acknowledge my sincere thanks to the following authors and courtesy for being used these concepts to make this video session. In this session, you will be able to explain heads and efficiencies of hydraulic turbines. You will also be able to illustrate expression for work done and efficiency of Pelton wheel and expression for maximum hydraulic efficiency of Pelton wheel. Let us see concept of head of hydraulic turbine. Here in this image you can see a reservoir. This is a dam which is used to store the water. So water level in the dam is called as headrace level. This water via penstock is given to the turbine for the electrical power generation. Then it is released to the river at tailrace level. So definition of head is height difference between headrace level and tailrace level. Let us see different types of heads of water turbines. In this diagram you can see a dam, headrace level, tailrace level. This is a penstock carrying the water to the Pelton wheel. So difference between headrace and tailrace is given by the term gross head, that is Hg in meter. This is capital H, that is net head, which is head available at the turbine inlet. So capital H is equal to Hg minus Hf minus H, where Hf is loss of head due to friction in meter and H is height of nozzle above tailrace. Hf is given by Darcy-Weisbach equation, that is Hf is equal to 4FLV square by 2GD in meter, where L is length of pipe, D is the diameter of pipe, V is the velocity of water in meter per second and F is coefficient of friction of a pipe material. One more term, that is friction factor, that is capital F, which is equal to 4 times coefficient of friction of pipe. Now we will see different types of efficiencies of hydraulic turbines. As we know, a source of energy to the turbine is flow of water from the dam, which is giving water power to the runner. So at the runner we get runner power, which is mounted on a shaft. So at a shaft we get shaft power. This shaft is connected or coupled to the generator, which produces generator power. Now as some losses which occurs at each stage, thus different types of efficiencies are enlisted here. Volumetric efficiency, hydraulic efficiency, mechanical efficiency, generator efficiency and overall efficiency. Let us see one by one. Volumetric efficiency is ratio of actual discharge from the dam to the theoretical discharge to the turbine. Hydraulic efficiency is a ratio of runner power to water power. Mechanical efficiency is a ratio of shaft power to runner power. And generator efficiency is a ratio of generator power to shaft power. If we take product of hydraulic efficiency and mechanical efficiency, then it is called as overall efficiency. Overall efficiency can be written as product of hydraulic efficiency, mechanical efficiency and generator efficiency. In this case, water power is equal to rho g QH in watt, where rho is density, g is acceleration due to gravity. Q is discharge and H is head. Shaft power is given as 2 pi Nt by 60 in watt, where N is speed of turbine in RPM. T is a torque in Newton meter. Now let us see work done and efficiencies of Pelton wheel. Consider a jet of water flowing from nozzle which is striking the splitter of turbine. So here we see a cut section view of Pelton wheel. Here you can see a jet of water striking to the bucket, which is having a shape of hemispherical bucket. So by this, jet is divided into two parts. In Pelton wheel, mass flow rate is taken as rho into A into V1 in kg per second, where rho is density of water in kg per meter cube, A is area of jet, that is equal to pi by 4 into d square, where d is the diameter of jet in meter, and V1 is jet velocity in meter per second. In the numerical, we need to calculate peripheral velocity of runner. So formula for it, U is equal to pi dn by 60, where d is the diameter of wheel. So this is a Pelton wheel photograph, and n is the speed of wheel in RPM. Now in the analysis, we need velocity diagram. So here at inlet, velocity triangle is as a straight line, and outlet velocity triangle is shown here. So various parameters at inlet and outlet are enlisted. Over here, V1 is absolute jet velocity, VWN is whirl velocity. Now at the inlet, as it is straight line, so V1 is equal to VW1. Vf1 is 0, Vr1 is relative velocity, U1 is velocity of vane. At the inlet triangle, and at the inlet, alpha and theta, that is guide blade angle and vane angle, are 0. Now at the outlet velocity triangle, V2 is absolute jet velocity, U2 is vane velocity, VW2 is whirl velocity, that is equal to V2 cos of beta. Vf2, that is flow velocity, which is V2 sin beta. Vr2 is relative velocity. Then beta is a guide blade or jet angle at outlet, and phi is vane angle at outlet. Now let us see derivation for force exerted by jet on the bucket in the direction of motion of vane. Now here are three cases based on value of beta. So case 1, beta is less than 90 degree. So from the diagram, inlet velocity triangle, we can write Vr1 is equal to V1 minus U1. But U1 is equal to U2 is equal to U as an assumption. Thus, Vr1 is equal to V1 minus U. Vw1 is equal to U1, V1. Alpha and theta are 0. Then at outlet velocity triangle, we take cos phi is equal to ratio of U2 plus Vw2 to Vr2. So we can write Vw2 is equal to Vr2 cos phi minus U2 is equal to Vr2 cos phi minus U. Now we can write equation for F by using impulse momentum principle, that is m dot into velocity difference. So Fx is equal to mass flow rate is rho a v1 bracket. Now here velocity component at the inlet is Vw1 and at the outlet is Vw2. Its sign is minus because its direction is opposite to the direction of motion. So here this minus sign becomes plus. So finally Fx is equal to, we can have formula rho a v1 bracket Vw1 plus Vw2 bracket complete in Newton. Now case 2, where the angle beta is 90 degree. In this case V2 is equal to Vf2 and Vw2 is 0. So that's why Fx is equal to rho a v1 into Vw1 in Newton. In case 3, when the angle beta is greater than 90, in this case formula becomes rho a V1 bracket VW1 minus VW2 in Newton. Now depending upon the angle and VW2, there are 3 types of runner: slow runner, medium runner and fast runner. For slow runner, angle is less than 90 degree and VW2 is negative. For medium runner, beta is 0 and VW2 is 0. For fast runner, beta angle is greater than 90 degree and VW2 value is positive. Now we will see work done per second, that is power, that is product of force into blade velocity. So work done per second for Pelton wheel is equal to rho a V1 bracket VW1 plus VW2 into U watt. Work done per second can be written in the form of per unit weight of water striking per second, that is ratio of work done per second to unit weight, that is W dot. Now W dot is equal to M dot G and M dot is mass flow rate. So by putting expression we get rho a V1 bracket VW1 plus VW2 bracket complete into U divided by rho a V1 to G. Cancellation of rho a V1 from the numerator denominator, we get work done per unit weight is equal to 1 by G bracket VW1 plus VW2 bracket complete into U. Its unit is Newton meter per Newton. Now work done per second per unit mass of water striking per second, which is ratio of work done per second to mass per second, that is M dot. So here cancellation of rho a V1 from the numerator and denominator, we get work done per unit mass is equal to bracket VW1 plus VW2 bracket complete into U. Its unit is Newton meter per kg. Now hydraulic efficiency of Pelton wheel. It is ratio of work done per second to kinetic energy per second. Kinetic energy of jet per second is half rho a V1 cube. So putting the expression in the main formula and simplification means cancellation of the terms, we get hydraulic efficiency of Pelton wheel is equal to 2 into bracket VW1 plus VW2 into U divided by V1 square. Now we will see derivation for maximum efficiency of Pelton wheel. Now we know the formula of hydraulic efficiency of Pelton wheel. So from the inlet velocity triangle, as we know, VW1 is equal to V1, VR1 is equal to V1 minus U, then U1 is equal to U2, that is U. At outlet velocity triangle, for no friction, there is value of K is equal to 1, means VR1 is equal to VR2. Now VR2 is equal to VR1, but VR1 is V1 minus U. That's why VR2 is equal to V1 minus U. So formula of VW2 from the outlet velocity triangle is equal to VR2 cos phi minus U2. So putting the VR2, that is V1 minus U over here, and U2, that is U here. So VW2 is equal to V1 minus U cos phi minus U. So here this A and B we put in the hydraulic efficiency formula, 2 into bracket V1 plus V1 minus U cos phi minus U bracket complete U divided by V1 square. Now here this V1 and this minus taking together. Next step, this V1 minus U and this V1 minus U taking common. So we get formula hydraulic efficiency is equal to 2 into V1 minus U, one bracket, another bracket 1 plus cos phi bracket complete U divided by V1 square. Now for maximum efficiency, we take jet velocity as a constant, and the condition we use, that is differentiation of efficiency with respect to blade velocity, and we equate it to 0. So let us take differentiation of hydraulic efficiency equation. So here 2 into this 1 plus cos phi divided by v1 square, these are the constant terms. So rest of the terms are v1 minus u into u, that is v1 u minus u square. So its differentiation is here v1 into derivative of u, that is 1, and derivative of u square, that is 2u. Now finally we get v1 minus 2u is equal to 0, that is v1 is equal to 2u, or u is equal to v1 by 2. Means what? Blade velocity is half of jet velocity. So putting this in the hydraulic efficiency equation, we get maximum efficiency equation 2 bracket v1 minus this v1 by 2, next bracket 1 plus cos phi into u by v1 square. So this subtraction is v1 by 2. Now these 2 to get cancelled. Now this v1 and this v1 becomes v1 square. This 2 comes at the denominator. Now here v1 square and this v1 square getting cancelled. So finally maximum efficiency formula we get 1 plus cos phi divided by 2. So that is what condition. So here in this graph of efficiency versus blade speed, we get at the 0 speed 0 efficiency, and at the u is equal to v1. Now at the half blade velocity we get maximum efficiency, that is theoretical efficiency, and this is what actual efficiency because of losses, that is shown by dotted line. So in this session now you can explain heads of hydraulic turbines and efficiencies of hydraulic turbines. You can illustrate expression for work done and efficiency of Pelton wheel. You can illustrate expression for maximum hydraulic efficiency of Pelton wheel. If you like this video, please subscribe and share. Thank you.